Welcome to this V2 real-time CLARA user guide. Once the application has started up, you will be presented with the main menu. Under Strategic Business Case, you can click on all of the slide presentations, go through the various slides, and also see reports like the latest Masterplan report, allowing you to access these right out of the V2 real-time application. And then under Design, you will have the ability to access the 3D content on a regional level, CV2, Melbourne Level, and the preliminary SketchUp models. Starting with the regional level, this level will bring you to a large map spanning from Melbourne all the way to Sydney. You can click and hold the left mouse button to adjust the view angle and place the mouse cursor and click the right mouse button once to pan around. In the menu panel on the left, under Regional Context, you can display the key destinations. These tags can also be clicked to fly over to the respective location, and clicking Return to Site will center you back over the alignment of the future rail. You can also turn on major roads and major rail connections. Turning these off and moving under the Vision tab, the CLARA Rail and CLARA City locations can be displayed, and the City 7 size tab will enable you to click through the City 7 and well-known city comparisons. Another convenient way to compare the City 7 size to the existing Australian map is by clicking the city scale icon in the top left corner and then aligning City 7 where you would like it, and click the mouse once to lock that in. To remove it, you can click on the CV2 city size text and delete it again. From this regional level, you can go back to the main menu using the home symbol in the bottom left corner of the screen, but you can also directly access the CV2 3D environment and Melbourne level from within the regional level. For that, simply click on the button in the left menu panel, and the respective level will then load after a few seconds. You can explore a 3D representation of the Melbourne CBD, and in the left menu panel you will find a button revealing the key destinations. For example, the Crown Casino. You'll be able to click on these tags and then return to site to center back over the Docklands area. There's also a Stations Options tab, which will enable you to click on these various stations and once again return back to the Docklands study area here. The high-speed rail alignment can be displayed as a 2D overlay, and in order to see the Docklands station option, you can click the Station Option menu tab. This will turn a number of surrounding buildings into grayscale and have a more detailed representation of the station proposal. You can explore the station option from an aerial vantage point or go to the ground by selecting the walk icon in the top left corner and double-clicking on the ground where you would like to land. Once you're on the ground, once again click and hold the left mouse button to look around, and then simultaneously use the WASD or arrow keys on your keyboard to walk. You can hold the Shift key to move faster. This way you can explore the entire station, inside and out. Select Drone Mode in the top left corner of the screen. Use the spacebar to move up and the Control key to lose altitude. And otherwise, use the WASD or arrow keys and click and hold your mouse to look around as in walk mode before. To return back to an overview of the site, simply click the button at the bottom of the screen. To move to the CV2 level, click the button in the left menu panel. Once the CV2 level has loaded, you can display the site boundary of the future city area. And under Local Context, you can display a number of key destinations in the area and the CLARA rail alignment. Other overlays include the planning principles, With these overlays, you can use the opacity slider at the bottom to change the opacity of the overlay. Where appropriate, a legend will also appear to explain the various elements on the plan. Under the 50K master plan, we have first of all the 2D plan overlays, and then when we move under the 3D tab, we can bring on landscaping, buildings, and activation. This is constrained to the smaller 50K master plan representation of the site. You also have the ability to overlay all of the 2D master plans over the 3D. For the 400K master plan, once again we have a 2D tab to overlay the relevant 2D overlays, and then under the 3D tab we can bring on landscaping, buildings, and activation as 3D content. Now, in the interest of performance, to view the site from the air, please leave activation disabled, activation being people, cars, and so forth. And once you're on the ground, you can enable activation to show that element of the site. For example, you can choose your point of interest, the wave pool in this case, double click to the ground to where you would like to go, for example this lookout, turn on activation to enable people in the scene, and then freely walk across the entire scene, or once again use your drone to fly around and explore the area in more detail. The 400K Master Plan 3D menu also contains the Information Tags tab. This will display a number of major tags initially. Once you click on these tags, a number of smaller tags will appear. So you can use the major tags to navigate between the major assets of the site, and then use the smaller tags as references. For example, clicking on the HSR station will reveal the reference image for that station, and the lighter green tags actually contain video references. So for example, the trackless tram. You can use the timeline at the bottom of the screen to advance the video and close it out. To remove these tags, simply click the Information Tags tab again. Additionally, the Perspective Tags tab will display a number of perspectives. To view a perspective and the corresponding angle in the 3D environment, click on any of the tags. Then you will be brought to the same angle within the 3D scene, and then click the red tag to display the detailed perspective for that same angle. Another example, clicking on the HSR station will take us to the same angle, and clicking the red tag will then show the perspective. To remove these icons, click the Perspective Tags tab once again. To create your own perspective, simply select the desired angle, navigate to the Snapshot tab in the menu, and click the Capture button once. You can now optionally mark up the perspective using the tools provided, output these perspectives as a PDF, or send them directly via email. To create direct video output, click the camera icon in the top left corner of the screen, wait for the recording to start. Any movement on screen will then be recorded until you click the camera icon once again. You're then able to preview, save, or discard the video as required. To create measurements in the scene, navigate to the Measurement tab in the top left corner and select the desired measurement feature, for example the point-to-point distance tool. And then you will be able to measure any distance across the site, and click on the number to edit or delete that measurement. The same way you can measure the height of objects, as well as the radius around a center point. Click the home icon in the bottom left corner of the screen to return back to the main menu. The next menu item is Showcase mode. This mode is designed to be used with a gaming controller and allows you to present freehand. It is therefore best to use a wireless Xbox controller. You can refer to the startup screen for the general controls, and there is also a hidden drone mode which you can launch with the button to the left of the blue X. Press the green A to continue, and then you will see a top-down view of the CBD. You can use the left joystick to select any of the hotspots, and then, as you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen, select that hotspot by clicking the green A once again, and then using the two joysticks to move around, you can once again freely walk around the site. Press the red B to select another hotspot. For example, down at the station, and you will then be able to walk around here. Pressing the hidden drone mode button to the left of the blue X button will launch a drone. You can use the right trigger to move up, and the left trigger on the controller to move down, and the button above the right trigger to speed up. Again, this will allow you to fly across the entire scene without any boundaries. You can move back to the home screen by pressing the yellow Y button on the controller. Using Oculus mode will require you to first plug in your Oculus headset, and then you will be able to follow these on-screen hints on how to use the controller to move around the scene. Press Escape to move back to the main menu. Lastly, the Media tab contains the multimedia presentation. Once again, you can use the time slider on the bottom to scrub through the presentation. It also contains the 3D animation, which you can view in very much the same way, as well as the various perspectives that you can click through. In the usual manner. To exit the application, click the button in the top right corner of the screen.